Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. The most uncivilized activity of the civilized world is gossiping. Even the most educated and the so-called elite indulge in this uncivilized activity. Gossip is ruthless entertainment. In gossip, the tongue and the intelligence are let loose. In more ways than one, gossiping is vulgar indulgence. In fact, people come together to form associations and clubs, and gossiping is the lifetime of their fellowship. The most dominant preoccupation of these groups is to discuss about those who are not present. Never trust a gossiper. After you leave, the one who was gossiping with you will gossip about you with others. Every gossiper will gossip about other gossipers, and this is the universal truth. Hypocrites are those who sweet talk on the face and bad mouth behind your back. We shamelessly distort the images of people through gossip without the slightest care about how much it might affect their lives. Millions of lives can be saved from the brink of suicide if only gossipers choose to be of moral support to the emotional hurt rather than making news out of them. Gossip is judgment passed out of half knowledge. Every gossiper eventually drinks his own poison. He becomes a highly other people conscious. His mind is curious all the time. What are others saying about me? Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. The contrary is also true. Judge, and ye too will be judged. Gossipers live to satisfy the spectacles of others. Curiosity and inquisitiveness are the lifelines for human evolution. When this thirst and hunger for knowledge is canalized towards realizing the higher realities of life, growth happens. We make a blunder by feeding this very thirst and hunger for knowledge with gossip. Aristotle, Freud, J.K. and us, the quest to know is the same for everyone. If they had been gossipers, they would have been among us. If we can stop gossiping, we can be among them. What work does a lion have among the cats? The next time the gang around you begins to gossip, just walk away. Refuse to speak or hear about those who are not present. Let our rapture not come at the cost of the rupturing the hearts of the other people. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Good communication will serve a relationship. Improper communication will sever a relationship. Let me be very frank with you. I am a very frank person. Whatever I want to say to people, I tell them on their face. Somehow people cannot accept my frankness. These are the lines of communication that you hear every day. The irony is that none of these so-called frank people can accept the frankness of others when it is directed at them. When it is from them, they are just being straightforward. When it is from others, they brand it as arrogance and indifference. Even plain facts, when expressed frankly, are difficult to accept. How then can others tolerate our frankness, which more often than not is just our opinion? Truly, frankness in itself is never the problem. It is the bluntness with which our frankness is conveyed that causes the problem. Human beings are fundamentally creatures of emotions, not logic. Our frankness may have some logic in it, but the bluntness with which it is communicated emotionally ruffles other people. A wounded heart incapacitates the comprehending capabilities of the mind. When struck by an arrow, will you sit around and analyze the raw material with which the arrow is made? When words hurt the tender hearts of people, they care too little for the meaning those words meant to convey. It is not just how you cook, how you serve also makes a difference. Communication achieves its objective only when all the four components are taken care of. They are what you say, how you say, when you say, and when to stop. Frankly speaking, good communication will serve a relationship. Improper communication will sever a relationship. Any work done with a selfless intent becomes God's work. Why is there so much indifference? Don't we find it very easy to look away from people who suffer? It seems the easier route not to feel responsible or connected to the tears of the world. Let there be terrorism. Let there be hunger. Let the children of my servant maid wear tattered clothes. So what if my driver's children don't go to the school? That's their fate. I don't author their destiny. Isn't it troublesome to get involved in the pain and despair of other people? He is bearing his cross and that's his stuff. Oh, what an indifference! As long as my life is progressing on normal lines, I am able to enjoy a fine meal, a family to live for and live with, enough to promise a future. What's happening to my neighbor is of no consequence to me. Indifference is worse than anger, more cruel than hatred, worse than revenge. At least in anger, hatred, and the urge for revenge, there still exists some emotion for the other human being. Indifference reduces the other to an abstraction. Indifference numbs you of your feelings for others. In that sense, indifference is not only a sin but also a punishment. Let us learn to feel for the last man. Let there be some sensation in our eyes when we see tears in the eyes of other people. Let us relinquish indifference. Let us begin to make a difference. We can do our part. We can play a big heart. Let us not forsake those who already feel forsaken by life. Even to think we can wipe every tear from every eye may be beyond us, but as long as there are tears in the world and as long as there is breath left in us, let us work continue. It isn't me, but it is what I represent that defines me. Ordinary men unfold extraordinary possibilities when they identify themselves with a goal larger than themselves. Any work where the other is put ahead of myself, that very work unfolds a giant of personality from within me. Any work done with a selfless intent becomes God's work. Barristers and school teachers and journalists and carpenters became revered legends only after they identified themselves with a cause larger than themselves. The purpose of the heart is to connect another heart. Let us learn to feel once again, all over again. When you feel for the creation, the Creator feels for you. You do not get what you desire, you only get what you deserve. Let all your miseries be as short-lived as your New Year resolutions, goes an Italian saying. Everybody desires to be healthy, but do they deserve it? Everybody wants to be successful, but do they deserve it? You do not get in life what you desire, you only get what you deserve. How do you turn your desires into deservingness? When desires are backed up with consistent, directed, self-motivated effort, they become deservingness. Even effortless is achieved only through effort. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration, said Thomas Edison. A friend of mine once remarked, if I am not as intelligent as others, I can't help it. It is God's mistake. If I am not emotionally stable, I will accept it. It is a parenting mistake. However, if I don't put in more effort than others, I will never be able to excuse myself because it will be my mistake. Efforts made to act on New Year resolutions never get to see February. One of the secrets of success is not to be a Kickstarter but a self-starter. Self-motivation alone is sustained motivation. The spark has to come from within. There is nothing so useless as doing efficiently that which should not be done at all, says Peter Drucker. Self-motivated effort without a sense of direction will be a waste of effort. What is the point in reaching the top of the ladder and then realizing that the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall? Time and effort can never be managed in isolation. It is always in the context of what you want from life and where you want to reach in life. Activity without direction is change. Activity with direction is progress. Anyone can perform an occasional act of greatness. Truly great are those who can consistently perform acts of greatness. You will not be remembered for what you do or did once in a way, but for what you do and did all the time. You do not get what you desire, you only get what you deserve, is his law. Let it be. Let our law be. Through my consistent, directed, self-motivated effort, I will ensure that I deserve the best and only the very best in my life. The truth you resist is the battle you fight. When lived honestly, life heals itself. The truth you resist is the battle you fight. You have dumped clothes inside a washing machine. The machine has performed its job. Now the clothes have to be taken out for drying. The longer you keep these clothes inside the machine, the fuller the order will be. Don't take it out for a few days and the stench will become unbearable. So it is with our thoughts and emotions. The more and more we keep building thoughts but do not communicate, and the more and more we feel the emotions but do not express, the greater becomes the gap in our relationship. How long will you sweep things under the carpet? Eventually, it will come out, and when it comes out, it will come out in unmanageable, ugly proportions. Thoughts formed but not communicated, and emotions felt but not expressed become incomplete cycles. Incomplete cycles linger alive with the subconscious. Metamorphically, the lingering incomplete cycles are like scratches formed and spectacles. Anything and everything seen through its spectacles looks scratched. It is ironical that the scratches are not on the objects but in the medium through which the objects are viewed. In all, they hamper the reason. When you do not spontaneously communicate your thoughts and express your feelings, you begin to distort them. You tend to exaggerate or diminish the truth to placate your suppressed feelings. When you cannot face it, you tend to deny it. What you cannot accept, you pretend not to care about. As far as our incomplete cycles are concerned, time, it seems, makes a liar out of all of us. The secret of emotional health is to tell the persons who hurt you that they hurt you when they hurt you. Otherwise, these incomplete cycles will reappear sometime in the future and ruin even your good times. The weight of emotional baggage burdens the present. Something in the present will remind you of some unfinished suppression and reawaken old feelings. Those reawakened feelings will lead you to act in a way that may be completely relevant to the current context of your life. However, it is important to remember that old feelings resurface in order to be resolved and not to punish you. Emotional stress is purely due to thoughts not communicated and emotions not expressed. Emotional illness is a storage disease. You are telling me, honestly, if I start expressing all my thoughts and feelings, I will hurt the person who matters so much to me. I am telling you, if you don't, you will eventually hurt the relationship itself. Let us learn to face the truth, even if it hurts. Let those who matter to us the most learn the face of truth, even if it hurts. Communicate your thoughts and feelings directly to the person who instigated it. Be prompt. Don't wait for ideal conditions. Be simple. Finish your complaint and let go. Don't exaggerate. Don't nag. Avoid overkill. If the person feels with you, you have succeeded. If not, understand who you are dealing with. Accept what is. Forgive and let go of your hurt. Move on. You have nothing to prove. Even if we cannot be the solution, let us at least be the solace. If we cannot help, let us not harm. Even if we cannot solve the problem, let us not cause the problem. Even if we cannot be the accelerant, let us not be the retardant. If you can be the pain balm to the battered souls, rather than being the cause of headache, the world will come in search for you. With compassion in words and actions, help every man to find his solutions, and this world will belong to you.